Hi guys, it's Siobhan with To Kitty and Beyond. I just wanted to give a quick energy update video on post-eclipse feelings right now. So the eclipse has been pretty intense, and this was only the first one. So the solar eclipse in the new moon of Cancer was on July 2nd or 3rd, depending on where you live. Next up, we've got the Capricorn full moon lunar eclipse on the 16th. Or 17th, depending on where you live. And then we've got another new moon in Cancer on the 31st. So 2 new moons in Cancer in 1 month and 2 lunar eclipses. And the full moon is really going to be about closing things out. There's a lot of karmic cycles that I've noticed coming up in the cards. I'm starting to do the July readings. I'll have them out by mid-month as usual. And already I'm seeing big patterns and themes throughout all of the different signs, horoscopes, relating back to karma and karmic cycles. Closing out these karmic cycles. We also have Mercury Retrograde happening in the next couple of days. So we're already in its shadow period. We're already feeling it. It's already affected social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of these other internet communities. So, this is big stuff happening, and I'm not an astrologer, but I do read up on this. I do research it. I do have interest in it, and it does affect me and affects all of us. So that's why I like to share this. But what I wanted to touch on today was the post-eclipse Schumann resonance. So I think within the past couple of days it was fairly quiet, and now it's spiked to around 50 hertz. I think the highest ever recorded was in the 80s or 90s hertz range, and that was actually fairly recently. That was, I think, last month or the month before. But where we're at right now, the feeling is very high energy. So you may be feeling this differently than I am, but from my own perspective and from the experience of those who have reached out to me, it's very stimulating. It almost feels like drinking 10 cups of coffee without the jitteriness and the anxiety. You may have the jitteriness and the anxiety too, although it's going to be different for everybody. So how the Schumann resonance affects your electromagnetic field is going to be different for everyone, because it depends on where your frequency is at to begin with. So what your auric frequency looks like is going to be based on what you've done so far on your spiritual journey as it relates to your energy body, to your mind, to healing your brain, thoughts. All of these different things are factors in your energy field. Oh, and also what you eat. What you eat affects your energy field. What you drink affects your energy field. Alcohol and cigarettes and things like that, they lower your frequency. They disharmonize your electromagnetic field, your aura. They poke holes in your aura, so they make it more vulnerable. The barrier around your body that's protecting you gets a little bit wonky. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Eating high vibrational foods and drinking lots of purified water strengthens your field. Meditating strengthens your field. Breath work and doing shadow work is really important for strengthening your field, because you're getting to the nitty-gritty of the lower vibrational things that are keeping your field in a lower vibration or blocking certain chakra systems or anything like that. Also detoxing your body, so doing liver detoxes, doing kidney detoxes, doing just overall detoxes is really going to help lower inflammation in your body, which reduces inflammation in the brain, which is what we want, because when the brain is functioning at optimum capacity, your mind can function better. So the brain and the mind are two separate things, in my opinion, but they're linked. They're correlated in that the mind uses the brain to function. So you can think of it as the mind being the operating system and the brain being the hardware. So we need our hardware to be functioning for the operating system to function. So basically what I'm saying here is that it's really important at this time to be taking care of your body and to be taking care of your mind. because those two in harmony are what create a state of harmony in your energetic field, and how that relates to the changing frequencies of the earth, of our solar system, of the universe. So this is, it may seem like small little changes that need to be tweaked and need to be made, but in the grand scheme of things, it's quite important. So this Schumann resonance, it's shot up to about 50 hertz. And what this does is it affects our pineal gland, which is the gland in our brain known as the third eye. This is what releases dimethyltryptamine, DMT. It's a natural chemical in the brain that causes altered states of consciousness. It also is responsible for a lot of hormone production, specifically melatonin. So melatonin is the hormone that helps you know when to sleep and when to wake up. It controls your sleep-wake cycle based on the light. So lots of light will tell your brain that it's not time to sleep yet. So people are having issues sleeping because they're looking at their computer screens. There's lots of light coming from that or from your phone, and it's affecting your pineal gland. So the light that's coming in from the universe is kind of doing the same thing, but in a less detrimental way, in a more positive way. So you may be feeling super wired right now, not being able to sleep, having insomnia, I'm feeling really motivated and very inspired, but yes, I'm not sleeping as much as I normally do. And for me, that's strange, because I tend to sleep 8, 9, 10 hours a night and feel perfectly normal. In fact, I need that. And so now I'm sleeping maybe 6 hours a night and feeling completely wired when I wake up, and wired before I go to bed. So this has been the last 2 days so far since the eclipse. And this is related to melatonin. So we have certain frequencies of our own brain as well. So how our frequencies interact with the frequencies of the earth are thus. So we have theta waves in the brain. These are from about 4 hertz to 7 hertz. These are waves that occur during sleep, dreaming, hypnosis, meditation, emotional excitement, and trances. And they have two sides. So there's the light side and the dark side, the shadow side and the light side. These waves, when they're associated with the dark side, can be associated with mental illness. But on the light side, these are associated with transcendental states. So this is, TM, transcendental meditation, that kind of thing. So it can be very beneficial, but it depends on the frequency that you're at a base level as well, right? And your mental health. So alpha waves are up next. These are from 8 hertz to 13 hertz, and these waves occur during relaxation and certain forms of meditation. They also occur after waking up and just before falling asleep, and the ego is practically excluded at this stage. So there's no persistent mental clutter of unknown origin that's generated without our participation. There's only silence, peace, relaxation. However, consciously controlling this is not possible in the state of theta, where the extinction of consciousness is deeper. So cause and effect relationships and logic are non-existent in that state. Beta waves are from 12 hertz to 28 hertz, and these are waves typically we get during daily activity. So the beta state is called the secretary's mind, and it's automated activity, topical awareness. It's not necessarily creative or inventive. It's really just kind of going through the motions, very routine oriented. Then we have gamma waves. Gamma waves are from 40 hertz to 100 hertz, and these waves of motion activity that are most often recorded during creative work and when we encounter a sudden daze or if we're hit by an inspiration. Some believe that there are changes in how we perceive the world around us and our place in it when these waves are activated in our brain. And there's attempts to increase the capacity of our brain's physical, capacity of our brains to bring about revolutionary changes in the mental spiritual spheres. Ooh, that's a Freudian slip. Mental spiritual spheres. Everything's connected. So your brain's connected to your spirituality and vice versa. Like I said, it's the computer system. We need this to be functioning properly. And the gamma waves can help to physically alter the brain's neural structure by giving you new ways of thinking, which create new neural pathways. New hormones are being shared, new information is being shared and stored. So that's kind of where we're at right now. The gamma waves from 40 to 100 hertz, the Schumann resonance is at about 50 hertz right now. So we're right in that gamma wave state, which is why we're feeling really stimulated. I'm feeling very creative. I'm feeling very inspired, making lots of new posts for you guys on Instagram and new videos for YouTube. So that's a boon for me. That's great. I'll take it because sometimes I can be very uninspired and lethargic. So when these waves come in, surf them to your greatest benefit, utilize them. And if you're feeling the opposite, if you're feeling really tired, if you're feeling really worn down, if you're feeling very overwhelmed and ungrounded, then that can be a sign that there's work to do in your aura, there's work to do in your energy system. So like I said, it's important to be mindful of what you're putting into your body, what you're thinking about, your daily activities and your routines. So are they helping you or are they hindering you? Are they strengthening your auric field or are they weakening your auric field? These are things to be aware of. And these are priorities that it's up to you to prioritize. So, these are things that you can do and shift on a daily basis. Once you get into the routine, you get into the habit of doing these things, it will be really beneficial for you on your spiritual path as well as on your physical path. The two are interconnected and intertwined. So you can't have one without the other in this physical reality. We need the body, because it helps our spirit to function. It is our avatar, it is our operating system. We need the body to be functioning at high capacity. And this is what my spirit guides have been really enforcing and urging with me in particular, is to detox, to quit eating junk food, to start exercising again, get the energy flowing, because exercise not only gets your blood flowing, it gets the energy flowing. It removes stagnant and stuck energy in your auric field. It energizes you and gets you motivated to do more. It can also help you to rewire your brain as well, is what they're just saying to me right now. So that's really awesome. And these are things to keep in mind. What else I wanted to mention that I feel like everybody should be taking nascent iodine. Take this with a grain of salt. Oh my God, that's so funny because they put iodine in salt. That is hilarious. That was an unintended pun, but iodine is something that occurs naturally in the body and most people are deficient in it. That's why they added it as a supplement to salt, was to try and up the population's natural content of iodine, but it didn't really work that way because salt isn't good for you, at least the conventional kind isn't. And iodine, when it's lacking in the body, can cause a lot of issues, and it's a deficiency. So basically, iodine and fluoride have very similar chemical compounds, or chemical structures, I should say. And when the body is lacking in iodine, it will absorb fluoride as a replacement supplement, because it can't really tell the difference between the two. And the main gland that absorbs this chemical is the pineal gland, which is in the center of the brain, and that's the gland that regulates melatonin, that regulates your dimethyltryptamine, that's your access to the spiritual realms. When fully detoxed and activated, this gland can give you visions, psychic abilities, extrasensory abilities. This is your sixth sense. And so I believe that everybody should be taking nascent iodine. I got mine from globalhealingcenter.com and it's called Detoxidine. I'll put a link in the description box below because that's really worked for me. I noticed a huge difference in my third eye activations energetically and also visually. So since I started taking that a couple of years, I would say about a year and a half ago, I've noticed my vision's increasing. I've noticed a reduced pressure in my forehead. Whereas before, when I would meditate or when these waves would come in, I would get this really painful pressure behind my forehead, as if this energy was trying to push its way out or push its way in. And it was uncomfortable, if not painful. And I actually went to a fellow spiritual healer here on YouTube her name's Isabella Green, and she's fantastic. I highly recommend her. She does amazing soul stream sessions, and I recommend checking out her page because they're really interesting stories. And she nailed it right on the head. She said, there's a blockage not in the energy, but in the physical gland, the pineal gland. It's calcified. It needs to be detoxed. It needs to be decalcified. And so I got to work on doing that, and it's made a huge difference. And nascent iodine has been one of the main factors in doing that. Also reducing fluoride consumption. So using non-fluoridated toothpaste and drinking non-fluoridated tap water, if you can, is huge for decalcifying, detoxifying the pineal gland. So this is all interrelated with the Schumann resonance. That's why I'm bringing it up, because if your pineal gland is blocked, it's calcified, if the energy is not flowing properly there, then you may be feeling really disoriented at this time, really off kilter, off balance, and unsure of what's happening. You may be even having emotional mood swings, anxiety, depression, that kind of thing, and headaches. It can present as headaches. So front of the head, temples, even back of the head as well, because it's all related to the third eye. You've got a front chakra and a back chakra. So be aware of these things in your body. Listen to what your body needs and give it what it needs. Listen to your intuition. Your higher self is always trying to give you the information that you need. Although it can be a little bit more difficult to hear if your pineal gland, your third eye, is blocked. There are ways around it though, like I said. So yeah, just providing you guys with some information. Take what resonates and leave the rest. If this is not for you, it's not for you. If it is for you, then you'll know it is for you. All right, guys. I think that's it for today. Wishing you love and light through these transitions. And I will be announcing the winner of the 5,000 subscriber contest giveaway on the 7th coming up. Also, I'll be making an energy update that day because that will be the 7/7 energy portal, and I'll talk about that at that time. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. I love you. Oh yeah, if you'd like to book a session or a personal tarot or oracle reading with me, all of the information is in the description box below. You can just email me at siomcg41@outlook.com to set up an appointment for a session or a reading. All right, I love you guys. Thanks again for listening. Thank you to all my new subscribers, and thank you for all the donations and support of the channel. I love you. I love you. I love you. Bye, guys.